A few weeks ago, I went to the Democratic National Convention, and a few days after I got home, I posted a video stating that I didn't want to be a part of the Democratic Party anymore. But before I get into why, I want to first address all of the people who have been saying that I'm lying, that I'm a secret Republican, and that I haven't actually been working in Democratic politics off and on since 2008. I just want to say that just because I might have a picture with someone in this video does not necessarily mean that I worked for them directly, but it does mean that I met them due to my work in Democratic politics. I started out in 2008. I was a Hillary supporter and then switched to Obama when he won the nomination.
Yes, this lady put DNC on notice. According to this tweet, Hillary Clinton, an Obama supporter who raised at least 30 million for Democrat, is done with Democrat. She calls out the toxic identity politics and constant condescensions and asks other disaffected Democrat to be brave. Speak out now. This is not the first person. I think I reacted to one of her video after the DNC. She came out after observing a lot of things and put out a video. People did not believe it. People started saying, oh, she's a Democrat. She put these videos and proof so people can see that what she said that day was not a lie. So it was important. I show you this clip.
I've got to say, it takes a lot more courage to speak out against the Democratic Party than it ever did to speak out against the Republican Party. I was expecting some strong reactions this week online from people, which I did get, both good and bad. But what I wasn't expecting was just the level of vitriol that I've received from people that I know in my personal life. I've had friends basically say that I'm a traitor. These are people that I've known for like 10 plus years. They've insinuated that I've lost my mind. I even went and spoke to a doctor this week just because the experience of going viral overnight is psychologically disconcerting, to say the least. And my own doctor, when I told her about the video, proceeded to question why I would criticize Kamala Harris or why I would criticize the Democratic Party. And when I explained my criticisms, she then proceeded to argue with me, which obviously felt kind of condescending. And at the end of it, I just felt like I had to agree with her that
Yes, for people who never watched that clip, this is the first video she put out pertaining to the fact that she doesn't want to be a Democrat again. The kind of attacks this lady received, it was shocking. Now she put out this first video you just saw, bringing proofs because some people said, oh, she has been a Republican. In no way this lady is a Republican. She has been a Republican. She has to prove everything you are going to see on these videos where she has worked, the people she has worked with, AIC, Barack Obama. In fact, all these people you can see clearly. So anyone going after her that she is lying is insane. Sometimes it is difficult to criticize Democrat, but you need to speak up if you have something like the experience this lady.
I started out in 2008. I was a Hillary supporter and then switched to Obama when he won the nomination. I interned on his campaign. In 2015, I worked briefly as a field organizer for Hillary. After Trump was elected, I started working again as a fundraiser on multiple US House congressional campaigns. And 3 more years, I worked at a progressive fundraising firm, also based in DC, where I was the fundraising consultant for several US Senate campaigns, dozens of House races, and multiple Democratic organizations. I was really good at my job and raised literally tens of millions of dollars for Democratic candidates. I've never actually added it up, but I would guess that I've raised at least $30 million and up for Democrats. And the funny thing for me throughout this whole experience is just the genuine lack of curiosity that I'm hearing from Democrats about why I no longer feel like I fit in with their party. Instead of asking me like how I've come to this conclusion, they have just bashed me and accused me of being a paid actress. And by the way, I know that there are other Democrats who feel the same way that I do because they've actually reached out to me in the last couple of weeks. In private, they have said things to me like, I've always wanted to post a video like you did this week, but I've always been too afraid. I've been afraid that it would cost me my job. The hypocrisy is my main problem with the Democrats. I know that Republicans also have these issues, okay? But they're the party that I've worked for, and the hypocrisy is just so much more glaringly clear. There is a massive difference between what they say and what they do.
Isn't that concerning? She raised about 30 million for Democrat. I said it on one of my videos yesterday that this is my very first year. I've seen a lot of Democrats switching after the DNC. Until then, a lot cannot change their mind. This lady worked with Democrats for a very long time. She proceeded to the level, even at the DNC, when she finally took a decision like, I cannot continue with these people after working with them, raising this amount of money. Look at the kind of persons, the people she interact with. That should tell you how the Democrat Party has
Sick weaponization of identity politics within campaigns that has also completely turned me off. I'll probably do another whole other video on that. But basically, especially since 2020, I have been just assaulted by people that I'm supposed to be on the same team as over like these petty identity related infighting and disagreements. And it's just extremely toxic and has also turned me off from the Democratic Party. I am tired of endless proxy wars. I am exhausted from the coastal condescension towards middle America. And I want to make just one thing clear. I didn't decide because of the DNC that I was done with Democrats, but it was the tipping point. Kind of like going on a long vacation with someone when you know you're going to break up with them because you spent so much time with them and the trip is horrible. And by the time you get home, you just know it's something you've got to do. So I want to end this message by telling the viewers to be brave, think for yourself, do your research, and if it no longer feels right, make peace and move on. Goodbye, Democratic Party.
As usually say, do your research before taking a decision, and she did exactly that. This is the result. She now asks other people to do the same. If you don't feel comfortable, speak up like she has just done. A lot cannot do that because they are afraid losing their jobs, but it should be insane. If you are into a toxic relationship with someone and you realize it is not working, it is time for you to move on. This is the same scenario happening here.
You really want Trump to lose this election, right? No, you don't?
No.
Really?
The one thing that's certain, if he loses, Kamala Harris will be president of the United States. And I wholly oppose almost every single one of her positions. I think she's a vacuous opportunist. I totally reject the idea that in the space of 48 hours, she went from a subpar vice president, everyone recognized as such, all of a sudden to the second coming of Barack Obama. It is preposterous.
That I have to say is one of the best gun-toting.
Damn, Kamala.
Kamala Harris is in office right now and has not tried to do anything about the border, has not tried to not tax people on tips.
For some people, it's already started.
But when you disrespect Kamala Harris,
they say and they disappear.
The money in politics is so extraordinary, which is something that should have never been allowed to happen.
Much more happens at the DNC.